My documentary Money Machine answers many of the questions surrounding the Vegas mass shooting, or as the money-hungry Vegas PR flacks started calling it, 1 October. Because we don't want to associate this with anything negative, even though over 50 people got killed and hundreds got wounded. Let's call it 1 October. But one question that nobody was ever able to answer was just what in the heck was this guy, then county commissioner and aspiring governor Steve Sisolak, doing in all those press conferences where he just awkwardly gawked in the background, getting his national FaceTime so that he could become the next governor of Nevada. And sadly it worked. And sadly, then county commissioner, now governor Steve Sisolak, was able to use the 1 October victims and turn this tragedy into an opportunity.
I'm turning tragedy into opportunity. Tragedy into opportunity. Making October one about me, yeah. I'm getting FaceTime every day. I'm getting FaceTime in a major way. I'm a big freaking deal now that my fame is so real. I keep my face on the screen so that I can't be seen.
I stopped even watching the press conferences because I felt like they were a farce. I felt like they weren't giving us any information. It was an election year, and it was just camera time for Lombardo and his friends.
I want to thank Sheriff Lombardo for your leadership in leading us through this terrible, terrible day. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Sheriff. I want to first off begin by thanking the sheriff.
Oh, they were fighting each other, man. The camera lens wasn't wide enough to get all these people in front of it.
Mainly we were trying to stay out of the way because you don't want to turn a personal tragedy into a political event.
Almost every press conference, you saw one figure, and that was Steve Sisolak. You didn't see Governor Sandoval there. You didn't see even Carolyn Goodman, the mayor, there. But you always saw Steve Sisolak in the background. He was on every national television set getting FaceTime, using this as a springboard for his political campaign.
But Steve Sisolak will fight for Nevadan women.
So I support totally the women's right to choose.
And you had politicians grandstanding on this Vegas Strong movement, used it as an elevator to get elected, and then they weren't following through with it.
I'm a journalist with the Las Vegas Tribune, and I tried reaching out to the Vegas Strong Resiliency Center. Couldn't get anybody on the phone. They wouldn't answer emails. I couldn't get any answers on where this money had gone, if the money had gone anywhere.
I was told I was going to get back a certain amount of money, and I didn't, you know.
Sisolak started a GoFundMe, promised to account for every penny. Millions donated from people all over the world. Money unaccounted for the Vegas victim shooting.
There's never been any distribution list for the Vegas Strong Funds and who's receiving what money.
Our media is pretty silent about the whole thing. They're letting people forget about it, and I don't think we're willing to let people forget about that.
There's always somewhere that a politician can blame. And Sisolak will say that, well, I was the fundraiser, but I'm not responsible for distributing. Well, the hell you're not. Because if you're not going to distribute the money to the victims, why collect it? I think the community saw October 1st as a tragedy, but Sisolak, he saw it as an opportunity.
Every time there was an event that involved Vegas Strong, he was there, walking around, making certain that he got FaceTime.
He used the tragedy to get elected.
There's still many questions surrounding where all those millions went, and my documentary Money Machine examines Steve Sisolak and his Vegas Strong con. And next time you see the glad-handing governor, ask him, where's the money, and why did you have to use victims of a tragedy to get elected?
We are talking about the largest mass shooting in the history of the United States.
This is a crazed lunatic.
My brother just killed 58 people. My dad was on the 10 most wanted FBI list. We're not normal people. Ah! Steve gambled $1.6 million at the Mandalay in the week before he did this. He was really angry with the gaming industry.
There's been accusations that there's multiple shooters. That has been proven to be false.
You had politicians grandstanding on this Vegas Strong movement to get elected.
Vegas Strong.
I'm turning tragedy into opportunity.
It was an election year, and it was camera time for Lombardo and his friends.
I want to thank Sheriff Lombardo for your leadership.
Almost every press conference, you saw one figure, and that was Steve Sisolak, using this as a springboard for his political campaign.
He used the tragedy to get elected.
While the hashtag Vegas Strong campaign raised over $10 million, less than $20,000 were distributed to the victims in the first 5 months.
We want those records released.
If they came out and said what really happened, I think they're afraid of a period of time where people say it's not safe to go to Vegas.
Nothing happens in Las Vegas without the ring of a cash register.
MGM Resorts is suing the victims.
They are being sued for getting shot.
Shameful, disgusting, outrageous.
The newly released video shows Las Vegas police waiting in the hallway as Stephen Paddock continues to murder people.
Oh my God.
Lives could have been saved if they would have taken action.
They were fibbing the whole time about being such big heroes. They were hiding in the hallway. I asked them, are you stupid or are you incompetent?
Please stop asking your question.
You hear officers directly saying, turn your cameras off.
I'm telling you right now, there's more than one shooter.
Could be as many as 3.
We saw multiple muzzle flashes coming out that window.
There is no conspiracy.
Can't trust it! Yeah, can't trust this!